Do you have an M on your palm? Here's what it secretly means. Have you ever looked down at your hand and noticed something curious, a letter M shaped by the lines on your palm? At first, it might seem like just a random pattern, but what if that mark carried a deeper meaning, one that has fascinated palm readers, spiritual seekers, and even ancient mystics for generations? In today's video, we're going to explore the mystery behind the M on your palm. What does it reveal about your personality, your life path, and your hidden strengths? Why do some people have it, and what makes it so special? This isn't just about palmistry, it's about self-awareness, purpose, and unlocking the wisdom that may already be written in your hands. So, take a moment, open your palm. Do you have the M? If so, you might be carrying more potential than you realize. Number 1. Where the M comes from and how it forms. Let's take a closer look at what it means when you have the letter M on your palm, because it's not just a coincidence or a curious mark. This shape forms from the way 4 key lines on your palm connect: the lifeline, the headline, the heart line, and, if present, the fate line. Each of these lines reflects a major dimension of your life, and their intersection tells a story that many palmists interpret as a sign of exceptional personal qualities and untapped potential. The lifeline, curving around the base of your thumb, gives insight into your energy, overall health, and how grounded you are in life. It's less about how long you'll live, and more about how fully you'll live. Then there's the headline, which often runs horizontally across the palm. This line reveals how you think, process information, and make decisions. It shows your capacity for focus, clarity, and reason. The heart line, usually found above the headline and curving under the fingers, opens a window into your emotional world, your sensitivity, capacity for love, compassion, and how you connect with others. And lastly, the fate line, which not everyone has, runs vertically up the center of the palm and reflects your life's direction, your career, sense of purpose, and the influences that shape your path, whether they come from your choices or circumstances beyond your control. When these lines are well defined and intersect in a certain way, they create the distinctive shape of the letter M in the center of the palm. This alignment is considered by many palm readers to be a powerful indicator of natural talent, inner strength, and potential for success. Number 2. Meaning by position and gender. Have you ever looked at your palm and noticed a clear M shape formed by the major lines? If you have, you might be surprised to learn that many traditions around the world see this as a powerful symbol, not just a coincidence in your palm's design. The lines forming this M usually come from the headline, heart line, and lifeline. And while it may look simple, the deeper meaning it carries has fascinated palm readers and spiritual seekers for generations. What does it say about you? That's where things get interesting. The meaning of this M can change depending on which hand it appears on and whether you're male or female. For men, finding the M on the right hand is often associated with leadership qualities, strong ambition, and a drive for outward success. These are people who aren't afraid to step forward, make decisions, and create an impact in the world. They tend to be goal-oriented and strategic, often rising to positions of influence or power not through luck, but because of how they think, act, and lead. For women, however, the left hand tends to hold the deeper significance. An M on the left palm is believed to reflect strong emotional intelligence, intuition, and a natural ability to guide and nurture others. This kind of leadership isn't always loud or bold, it's quiet, wise, and deeply influential. Women with this marking are often seen as having a sixth sense about people and situations. They may find themselves naturally drawn to helping professions, healing roles, or leadership styles that emphasize empathy and connection. But here's a deeper layer to this. The hand you use most, your dominant hand, plays an important role too. Some traditions believe your dominant hand reveals your outer world, how you act, how others see you, and the choices you make. Your non-dominant hand, on the other hand, is said to show your inner world, your potential, your deep personality traits, and the things you may have inherited from your past or family line. So if you're right-handed and have an M on your right palm, that might reflect your active success and ambition. But if it's on your left, maybe that ambition is still deep inside you, waiting for the right moment to come to the surface. Now pause for a moment till you see the M on your palm. Which hand is it on? And what might that say about you, your gifts, or your journey ahead? What's remarkable is that regardless of hand or gender, having a clear M on your palm is considered rare and special. It's a sign that you may have a unique combination of insight, determination, and the ability to turn dreams into reality. People with this marking are often seen as born to lead, not because they shout the loudest, but because they move with purpose, clarity, and a kind of inner knowing. There's a quiet strength to them, the kind that draws others in and earns respect over time. So what can we take away from this? First, your hands may reveal more than you think. They could be gentle reminders of the gifts already within you. Second, success and leadership don't always look the same. For some, it's about achieving big things out in the world, while for others, it's about deeply understanding others and guiding them from the heart. And finally, whether your M is bold or faint, what matters most is how you choose to use your talents. Are you acting from a place of intention? Are you tapping into both your mind and your heart? The lines on your hand may guide you, but your actions define you. Let this be a gentle invitation. Notice the marks that make you unique, reflect on what they might mean, and more importantly, ask yourself, how can I turn what I've been given into something meaningful, not just for myself, but for others too? Number 3. Positive meanings of the M sign. In the fascinating world of palmistry, the presence of an M shape on the palm, formed by the intersection of major lines like the heart, head, and life linesis, often seen as a symbol of remarkable potential. For those between the ages of 30 and 65, this mark is not just a mystical curiosity but a meaningful reflection of inner strengths that have often been shaped by years of experience, growth, and resilience. First and foremost, this sign is believed to represent a high potential for success, no matter the field of work. Whether someone is a business owner, a teacher, an artist, or someone managing a home and family, the M signifies a strong ability to overcome obstacles and turn visions into reality. It is thought to reveal a person who does not simply dream but acts with clarity, persistence, and a deep sense of purpose. This mark is often seen as a quiet signal that the person is destined to leave a meaningful imprint on the world, not necessarily through fame or wealth, but through the impact they create within their sphere of influence. As people in this age group reflect on their lives, careers, and relationships, the M can feel like a gentle reminder that they carry the seeds of success within them, ready to bloom, even in the second or third chapter of life. In addition to external accomplishments, the M-shaped marking is linked to sharp intellect and fast thinking. These individuals often demonstrate an exceptional ability to absorb information, connect ideas quickly, and make decisions with confidence. It's not just about having a high IQ, it's about the way they apply knowledge with wisdom, often sensing what needs to be done long before others even grasp the situation. Their minds are like finely tuned instruments, able to pick up on subtleties and adapt swiftly to changing circumstances. This quality proves especially valuable as they juggle complex roles, be it in their careers, parenting, or community responsibilities, where quick and balanced thinking is key to managing multiple demands. What's most fascinating is how this intellectual sharpness doesn't come across as arrogance. Rather, it's a quiet confidence grounded in lived experience and a genuine desire to contribute meaningfully. Equally important is their emotional balance. Unlike impulsive behavior that stems from unchecked emotion, those with an M-shaped palm often exhibit a rare harmony between heart and mind. They know when to follow their instincts and when to step back and evaluate a situation logically. This emotional maturity becomes a guiding force, allowing them to navigate relationships and challenges with steady grace. In moments of tension, they remain composed, and when faced with critical decisions, they neither rush nor hesitate. They trust their inner compass. For many people in their 30 and 65, this balanced approach is the result of years spent learning from both triumphs and mistakes, and the M serves as a reflection of that inner wisdom that cannot be taught. It must be earned through living. Another beautiful trait commonly associated with this palm sign is a deep sense of kindness and empathy. These individuals tend to be natural caregivers and listeners, often showing up for others without expecting anything in return. Their compassion doesn't just extend to close friends or family, it touches co-workers, strangers, and even animals or nature. There is something disarmingly genuine about the way they care. Even in busy lives filled with responsibility, they find time to offer a helping hand or a listening ear, and it's this emotional generosity that often makes them deeply respected and cherished by those around them. The M on the palm is seen as a quiet reflection of a heart that chooses to love, even when it's not easy, to forgive, even when hurt, and to uplift others simply because they can. Further enhancing this picture is the quality of politeness and grace. Those marked with this sign are not only emotionally intelligent, but socially aware. They carry themselves with dignity, treating others with respect regardless of status or background. Whether in a boardroom, a family gathering, or a quiet cafe, they naturally bring a sense of calm and warmth to the space. Their words are measured, their tone gentle, and their presence reassuring. This gracefulness is not something they put on as a show. It's rooted in a genuine humility and a deep understanding of human connection. It's no surprise that such individuals are often well-liked, frequently becoming the glue that holds their social or professional circles together. Lastly, a calm demeanor is another defining trait of those with this unique palm mark. While everyone experiences stress, those with the M symbol are typically not quick to anger. They process emotions deeply, but often in private, allowing them to maintain a composed exterior. Even when irritation arises, it rarely lingers or turns destructive. Instead of reacting harshly, they tend to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. This emotional regulation gives them a sense of inner peace that's both rare and deeply inspiring. Over time, their calm presence becomes a source of stability for those around them. Children feel safer, partners feel understood, and co-workers feel supported. It's this gentle strength, this quiet resilience, that turns the mark on their palm into more than just a pattern. It becomes a mirror of who they are on the inside. Altogether, the M-shaped mark on the palm is not a magical guarantee of fortune, but a symbolic nod to qualities that often define mature, grounded, and wise individuals. It speaks to a life lived with integrity, intelligence, compassion, and calm, a life that touches others not just with achievements, but with heart. So if you or someone you know has this mark, it may be a simple yet powerful reminder of the inner strengths already present, waiting, perhaps not to be discovered, but to be honored. If you've watched this far, you're clearly curious about the deeper meaning behind the M on your palm. Comment below with mystic mark to show you're ready to unlock the hidden wisdom in your hands. Don't click away, there's still more powerful insight ahead that could change how you see yourself and your potential. Stay with us to the end to discover what this rare sign truly reveals about your destiny. Number 4. Challenges to watch out for. While the M sign is often associated with talent and promise, it does not guarantee success on its own. People who bear this mark may still face certain internal challenges that can slow down or even derail their progress if not addressed. Let's talk about one of the most common hurdles: procrastination. It may seem harmless on the surface, just a bit of delay here and there, but over time, it becomes a habit that quietly eats away at your potential. Even though you might have big dreams or strong instincts guiding you, if you're waiting for the perfect moment or constantly putting off important steps, you'll find yourself stuck in place. Can you think of a time when you knew exactly what needed to be done, but something inside you hesitated, telling you to do it later? This is where many people with the M mark get caught, not because they lack ability, but because they haven't yet built the muscle of consistent action, especially when the tasks feel repetitive or dull. Another subtle challenge is impatience. When you have a strong sense of purpose or a big vision for your life, it's natural to want results quickly. But when things take longer than expected, when you hit a wall, it can be deeply discouraging. Sometimes that frustration leads to quitting too soon or jumping from one goal to another without giving anything enough time to mature. Can you recall a moment when you gave up on something simply because the progress felt too slow? This emotional impatience isn't about weakness. It's a signal that your heart is deeply invested in the outcome. But if you let it guide your decisions, it can lead you away from the very success you're chasing. Now here's the deeper truth. The M sign, while a symbol of great potential, is more like a seed. It hints at what you could become, but it needs the right conditions to grow. So how do you nurture that seed and make sure it flourishes? The answer lies in developing 3 essential qualities: self-discipline, persistence, and trust in the process. Self-discipline means doing the work even when you don't feel like it, even when no one is watching. It means turning away from distractions and stepping into your power with quiet focus. Persistence is the ability to keep going, not just when things are going well, but especially when progress feels invisible. And trust in the process is about letting go of the need for instant results and instead believing that every small step is adding up even if you can't see the full picture yet. Ask yourself, what routines support your goals? Do you have a structure in place that keeps you moving, even on the hard days? Are you taking time to celebrate your efforts rather than just focusing on what hasn't happened yet? These questions help you become more aware of the small habits that either pull you forward or hold you back. And that's where transformation begins, not in some grand leap, but in the quiet decision to show up again and again. Overcoming procrastination isn't about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about learning to act even when your mind says, "Not now." It's about recognizing that energy flows where attention goes, and the more you engage with your purpose, the more momentum you build. And when it comes to impatience, it helps to remember that meaningful progress often happens behind the scenes. Just like a tree takes time to grow roots before it breaks through the soil, your own journey is unfolding beneath the surface in ways you may not even realize yet. Can you give yourself permission to grow slowly and still believe that you are moving in the right direction? When you cultivate discipline, patience, and a long-term view, you'll find that the obstacles you once thought were personal flaws are actually invitations to grow stronger. You begin to realize that the M on your palm isn't just a lucky signet, a call to rise, to work with what you've been given, and to take ownership of your own path. It's not about avoiding difficulty, but about meeting it with courage and clarity. And when you do that consistently, you'll discover that your mark isn't just about what's in your hand, it's about what you do with it. So as you reflect on your journey, ask yourself, what is one small step I can take today to honor the promise of that M? What would it look like to act from a place of quiet strength, even if the rewards are still far off. And what might be possible if you committed not just to your dreams, but to the steady, daily actions that make those dreams real? The answer to those questions might just change the way you see your potential and the future you're capable of creating. Number 5. Encouragement for people with the M. If you've discovered the M on your palm, take a moment to honor it not as a magical symbol, but as a mirror reflecting qualities you may already carry within: wisdom, insight, compassion, and inner strength. This mark doesn't promise an easy road, but it does whisper something powerful: you are capable of walking it. This symbol is often seen as a sign of someone who has the tools to make a meaningful difference, just in their own life, but in the lives of others. And while that might sound inspiring, it also carries a quiet responsibility to live in alignment with that potential. Let's break this down. 1. Hard work. Many people who find the letter M on their palm are told it's a mark of potential, of leadership, wisdom, intuition, and deep personal strength. But potential alone is not enough. One of the most essential truths for those with this marking, especially for those in the meaningful age range of 30 and 65s, that hard work remains the cornerstone of any real transformation. No matter how talented you are, talent only opens the door. It is consistent, focused effort that walks you through it. In today's world, where distractions are constant and shortcuts are celebrated, the idea of hard work can sometimes feel outdated. But in truth, it's never been more necessary. In Buddhist teachings, effort is one of the key factors of the Noble Eightfold Path. Right effort, and it's described not just as labor, but as the steady application of the mind toward wholesome goals. As the Buddha once said, no matter how hard the past, you can always begin again. This wisdom reminds us that effort is not about being perfect, it's about beginning again and again, each day, with intention. This is particularly important for those in midlife, when energy may no longer be unlimited, but clarity and depth of purpose can be much stronger than in youth. At this stage, your time becomes more valuable, and so does the direction you give it. If you carry the M sign on your palm, it may point to unique strengths, but the universe doesn't hand you results. You have to earn them through your actions. That means establishing daily habits that align with your larger goals. Are you setting aside quiet time to reflect and plan, or are your days running on autopilot? Are your actions led by your higher intentions or by your mood of the moment? These questions aren't meant to criticize, but to awaken, because the truth is, hard work doesn't just build external success, it builds inner strength, resilience, and peace. As the Zen saying goes, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Even after you've awakened to your gifts, the work remains, and it's the doing of that work, with mindfulness and devotion, that creates a life of substance. In modern life, it's easy to measure ourselves against others, comparing careers, families, achievements. But real satisfaction comes not from comparison, but from progress rooted in purpose. The M on your palm is a silent nudge to move beyond hesitation, beyond waiting for the perfect time. Instead, lean into the idea that every small, repeated act of discipline adds up. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. You just need to ask yourself consistently, what one thing can I do today that will move me closer to what I value most? Whether it's waking up 30 minutes earlier to read, setting boundaries to protect your peace, or taking a courageous step toward a long-held dream, each action reinforces a deeper truth. You are not helpless, you are powerful when you choose to act with clarity. Let us remember the words of Confucius. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. This is the rhythm of real progress. It's steady, it's sometimes invisible, but it is always moving you forward. And for those marked by the M, the call is not only to recognize your strength, but to activate it not someday, but now, through daily acts of effort. Each day you choose diligence over distraction. You align more deeply with your path. Each time you do the right thing, especially when it's hard, you shape a future built not just on potential, but on purpose. Still watching? That means you're ready to dive deeper into the mystery of the M on your palm. Type hidden power in the comments if you believe there's more to your destiny than meets the eye. Keep watching, you're just moments away from discovering the ancient meaning behind this powerful symbol. 2. Smart decision-making. Let's talk about something that often separates those who thrive from those who constantly feel stuck: smart decision-making. You might have the M on your palm, a sign often believed to reflect strong intuition, leadership, and the ability to rise above the average. But without wise choices, even the greatest potential can go to waste. It's not just about how much effort you're putting in, it's about where that effort is going. Think about it. Are you busy or are you effective? Many people work hard their whole lives but still feel lost or unfulfilled. Why? Because their energy is scattered in too many directions or aimed at goals that don't align with who they truly are. This is why clarity of mind is so important. It's what brings stability, direction, and peace into your life. As the saying goes, clarity in the mind brings stability in life. Before rushing into decisions, take a moment to pause, breathe, reflect. Ask yourself, does this choice support the kind of life I want 5 years from now? Not just next week, not just today, but long-term. Because true wisdom lies in choosing what is right, not just what is easy. In Buddhist teachings, this is closely connected to right thought and right action, part of the Noble Eightfold Path, which encourages us to act not just out of impulse, but with full awareness of our intentions and consequences. This is especially important between the ages of 30 and 65, a time when many of us are navigating major life crossroads, career changes, family responsibilities, or perhaps even reinventing ourselves. At this stage, every decision carries more weight. Whether you're thinking about changing jobs, starting something new, or stepping back from something that no longer serves you, the choices you make now are like planting seeds for the future. So ask yourself, am I making this choice based on fear or based on faith in myself? It's a powerful question that can reveal a lot. Often, we say yes to things out of obligation, or we say no out of fear. But when you tune in to your deeper values, what you truly care about, your decisions become much more powerful and fulfilling. Wise decision-making is not about always having the perfect answer, it's about staying aligned with your deeper truth. And that means being willing to wait when things are unclear, and being brave enough to move forward when you know what feels right. You don't need to rush. Life isn't a race. Some of the most impactful decisions you'll ever make will come from stillness, not from panic. As the Dalai Lama said, a disciplined mind leads to happiness, and an undisciplined mind leads to suffering. So when your mind is scattered or overwhelmed, take a step back, seek calm before you choose. Don't let urgency drive you, let understanding guide you. That's how you protect your energy and ensure that what you're building actually brings you peace. So here's the message I want you to take with you. Smart decisions shape strong lives. If you have the M on your palm, let that be a reminder that you have both the intuition and the responsibility to choose your path wisely. Don't waste your effort chasing things that drain your soul. Instead, align your daily actions with your deeper purpose. Let your values, not pressure, be the compass for your decisions. And the next time you're standing at a crossroad, don't just ask, "What should I do?" Ask, "What decision honors the life I truly want to live?" Because in the end, Your life isn't shaped by the chances you get, it's shaped by the choices you make. 3. Persistence despite adversity. If you have the letter M on your palm, it's often said to be a sign of inner strength, sharp intuition, and quiet leadership. But one of the most important qualities that gives meaning to this mark is persistence, especially when life doesn't go your way. Let's be honest, life will test you. There will be seasons where everything feels uphill, where the progress is slow, and where no matter how hard you try, the results just don't seem to show up. You might be facing personal losses, financial hardship, difficult relationships, or even internal battles like doubt and fear that no one else can see. But here's something that people with the M are believed to carry deep within them: the ability not to avoid hardship, but to grow through it. This kind of growth isn't loud. It doesn't always show up in big wins or quick results. It's quiet, it's patient, and it's incredibly powerful. As the Japanese proverb reminds us, fall down 7 times, get up 8. That's the spirit we're talking about, the choice to stand back up one more time, even when you're tired, even when it feels like no one's watching, and even when the finish line is nowhere in sight. You see, persistence is not just about pushing forward endlessly. It's about staying connected to your why when everything else feels unclear. It's about asking yourself in the hard moments, why did I start this journey? What do I deeply care about? Who am I becoming through this challenge? These questions don't always have quick answers, but they bring you back to your center. In Buddhism, there's a beautiful teaching that says, endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but it is to the one who endures that the final victory comes. Think about Thatho many times in your own life. Have you discovered your strength only after being pushed to your edge? How many quiet battles have you fought alone that made you wiser, more compassionate, more resilient? If you carry the M on your palm, perhaps that's part of your gift, not to escape difficulty, but to walk through it with your eyes open and your heart intact. And if you're in the middle of one of those seasons right now, where nothing feels easy, I want to ask you, what would it look like to be kind to yourself while still continuing on? What does resilience mean to you, not as a buzzword, but as a daily practice? Persistence doesn't always mean doing more. Sometimes means simply not giving up. It means learning to rest without quitting, to pause without losing your purpose. It means trusting that even slow progress is still progress, and that the seeds you plant today might not bloom right away, but they will bloom. In today's fast-paced world, we're often led to believe that success should be instant, that healing should be quick, and that if something doesn't come easily, it's not meant for us. But the truth is, most meaningful things take time. Growth is slow, change is uncomfortable, and anything worthwhile will ask you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. But here's the good news. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Even if you stumble, even if you fall, you rise again. That's the quiet strength the M in your palm points to not perfection, but perseverance. So let this be your reminder. Persistence isn't about how loud your victories are. It's about how deeply you believe in your path, even when no one else sees it. As the Buddha said, no matter how long the road, perseverance will lead to the end. So ask yourself today, what is one small step I can take, even in uncertainty, to honor the journey I'm on? Because that step, however small, could be the beginning of your greatest transformation. 4. Faith in oneself and a positive mindset. One of the most powerful yet often overlooked qualities of people with the letter M on their palm is faith in oneself and a positive mindset. And truthfully, this may be the most difficult aspect to consistently maintain, especially between the ages of 30 and 65, when life has already thrown its share of challenges your way. You may have experienced career shifts, relationship struggles, loss, health concerns, or even quiet battles with self-worth that no one else knows about. And in those moments when you feel alone, unseen, or uncertain, the belief in yourself becomes not just a soft idea, but a lifeline. Believing in yourself when no one else does, when the path is unclear, when you're surrounded by silence or even doubt, that's where real strength is forged. The mind, as you've likely learned by now, can either be your greatest ally or your most persistent critic. And so the question becomes, what voice are you listening to? Because your mindset is more than just your mood, it's the anchor that steadies you in every storm, the lens through which you interpret setbacks, and the filter that shapes your decisions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. When you begin to feed your faith more than your fear, something changes not just externally, but deep within. You stop waiting for approval or the perfect timing and start moving with quiet courage. You begin showing up not because you have all the answers, but because you're no longer willing to betray your own potential. As the Buddha taught, we are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. This wisdom holds just as true today as it did centuries ago. In modern life, surrounded by social comparison, constant busyness, and a flood of outside opinions, it becomes even more vital to cultivate inner belief and positive thought patterns. Every time you tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I always fail," you're watering the seeds of doubt. But every time you choose to say, "I'm still growing," or "I can figure this out," you're strengthening the roots of resilience and clarity. So pause and ask yourself honestly, am I speaking to myself with encouragement or with criticism? Because your inner dialogue is shaping your outer life far more than you may realize. Having faith in yourself doesn't mean ignoring your weaknesses, it means refusing to be defined by them. It means trusting that even in your imperfection, you still have something valuable to offer. Positive thinking isn't about pretending everything's perfect, it's about believing that, no matter what happens, you can respond with strength, wisdom, and grace. And over time, this mindset creates a foundation of confidence that others can feel, even before you say a word. As Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." So the challenge, especially in this phase of life, is to choose thoughts that lift you up rather than tear you down. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a daily discipline. But it's worth it, because when you anchor yourself in faith and move forward with a positive outlook, you stop being controlled by your circumstances and start shaping your life with intention. So if you're someone with the M on your palm, take this to heart. You've already been given the sign of potential, of purpose. But whether that potential becomes power depends on your mindset. The world might question you. Even people close to you may not always see your worth. But if you believe deeply, consistently, quietly, you create a ripple that reaches far beyond what anyone else thinks. Choose every day to speak to yourself with the same kindness and belief you'd offer to someone you love. That simple internal shift could be the very thing that opens doors, builds peace, and transforms your path. And when doubt rises again, and it will gently return to this truth, you are enough. You are capable, and your thoughts are the soil in which your future grows. So whether the M on your palm is bold or barely visible, remember it's not just a symbol, but a quiet invitation to live with purpose, clarity, and heart. The mark may be on your hand, but the meaning comes from how you choose to walk your path. Thank you for joining us on The Journey of Wisdom. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And make sure to turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos exploring ancient truths for modern life. Until next time, stay grounded, stay kind, and keep walking your journey with wisdom.